2 buckas, 1 hour. Baka Talk.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's the
Do you?
commercial we don't have.
Yata.
Yeah. Yata.
Okay.
Baka Talk.
Welcome back to Baka Talk, the podcast where we ask the question, does Aqua-sama wear pantsu? I hope not. Not in my dreams anyway.
We have fun here on Baka Talk.
We sure do.
Mhm.
We sure do. And that's good because there's no other value to it.
That's right. There's no other reason why we'd be doing this. No one's gonna watch. Why else would we get involved? Oh,
Okay, it's okay, Rob. You sound like you're gonna start crying.
nope.
In a second,
I'm fine.
No one's gonna watch.
I'm stable. So now, as far as other characters, I took notes of not every single other character out there, but the ones that caught my attention. We don't necessarily have to talk about all of them, but the list I made was Verdia,
Yes, the Dillahan,
the Dullahan, yep. Wiz,
of course.
there's Kyoya Mitsurugi,
Yep.
Chris,
Yes.
You-
Slash Eris?
/ Eris, maybe. Then Eris.
I urge you to go back and look at their hairstyles.
I'll
I think
definitely
you will be
have to do
convinced.
that. I will definitely have to do that. Union and Veneer.
Yes. I have mixed feelings on Veneer, but I like Union.
Yeah, I think Union was pretty funny. I think she definitely helped out Megumin's character.
Yes,
For
agreed.
sure.
I felt
And,
bad for her. She's cute.
I did. She is cute, and I'm wondering, like, I was so sad. Why did she not have friends?
I don't know.
Why
I would be
you
your
not-
friend.
Me too. Why would you not be? She's adorable. Why would you not be friends with her? What'd she do?
I don't know. Maybe I guess she's just like a rich only child, and nobody wanted to play with the rich kid. I don't know.
I guess that's what
Poor
that
thing.
is.
Yeah. Megumin bullies her.
Yeah, she does. Megumin's a jerk. And like a hilarious way. I cracked up with the whole frog slime thing.
Yes. You know what? That's what season 2 did. It made Megumin much more of a jerk.
Yeah, it did.
Like
And it was awesome.
She was originally mostly a crazy person,
Yep.
and then it threw in a hefty helping of asshole, which was as endearing for her as it is for Kazuma.
Yep, absolutely.
And in my opinion, Aqua.
Yeah, it was great. I love characters who are jerks in a comedic way.
Yes.
It's so funny. It's so, and how it affects everyone around them. It's great. I mean, that's why people must love her, right? Like, it's gotta be.
Oh yeah. Well,
I mean, I know
I
there's-
hope it's not for any. I hope it's not for any lolly reasons.
I'm sure there's people that like
There are some.
want the lolly waifu thing going on. She has magic, she's badass, blah blah blah. Explosion's the best thing in the world. I get that. But that's not why I like her. I like her because she's a jerk.
No, yeah. I feel exactly the same. I like her because she's a jerk and and a freak, a weirdo.
Even if they removed like her explosion factor and just made her like a normal spellcaster and stuff, but still kept her same personality, I would still love that character. In my
Same,
opinion.
yeah.
I mean, the explosions are funny and they're great and like it's awesome when they happen, but it's
not all there is to her.
Exactly. And I wonder if people
Whereas
are fooled by that.
can't imagine exactly what Darkness would be like if she was not a masochist.
See, that's hard to do because I don't know
feel like
much
she's
about
really
Darkness
boring.
other than that she's from a noble family and that she
Yes.
hates being called by her name, her actual name.
She likes to be called Darkness instead, which seems a little bit Chunibyo on her part too.
It does. It definitely does. They all have a little piece of each other in a weird way,
They do.
which is
I
funny.
guess that's what makes it seem like a family.
Yeah. Now, Kyoya Mitsurugi gets freaking wrecked. That poor guy.
He feels like a send up of the typical protagonist of this kind of thing. Like he's the Kirito type.
He is definitely the Kirito type, and you know that he's the kind of person that's going to actually save the day, or who would normally save the day.
He
But
would
he
if
just gets
Kazuma
wrecked.
didn't absolutely fuck him.
He just exactly. He just gets wrecked by some kid who's just like up to like who just doesn't want any bullshit. And you know what? I absolutely 100% adore that, and I support what Kazuma did 100 fucking percent.
Oh yeah, well he had it coming.
Because he did have it coming, and I'm gonna be honest. If I was in Kazuma's shoes, I think that was actually really smart, and I would do the same exact fucking thing. I'm not gonna play fair if I know this guy's 1,000 times better than me.
Yeah, and
Why would I
I like how when the girls called him out for being a coward, he was like, "Oh, I'm the coward," and he's the
high level dude that challenged like a noob,
challenging
whatever.
low level. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like he's butting into our business for no reason, just because he reckoned like whatever. Like he has his reasons, but it's not like a good one. Like he has no idea what the story is. He's just getting involved and wants to be the hero again, kind of thing. And Kazuma's just like he's just used to being the hero. And Kazuma's just like, fuck you, dude. Like, don't meddle with my shit.
Why do I have to listen to this guy who's never had a hard day since he got reincarnated here?
Right, exactly. Like, why do I give a fuck? He's never done anything I've done. Like, sure, like he's like slayed monsters and done all this crazy other shit, but
He's
like
never had to actually work.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
just got a magic sword.
Yeah, he was given a cursed magical blessed like some bullshit sword that's just like godlike, and only he can use it. And it's just yeah. And Kazuma outsmarts him.
I'm a little disappointed that when Kazuma used steel on him, he didn't end up with his boxers.
I see. I thought that's where that was going to go. And I thought, oh, he actually took the sword. That's actually kind of epic. I mean, this could have been a really funny moment. Like that would have been another way to defeat him.
Right.
Which would have been great. But at the same time, that would be like using the same joke again, but like a little twist on it. So it's still okay.
Right.
But at the same time, they went with
true.
Like a more strategic route with it. I mean, I was good either way. I assumed it was going to be boxers, and then they surprised me by it being actually something like, oh, that's extremely strategic. And I wonder if you actually meant to do that. I can't remember. Is steel on purpose or accidental?
No, it's accidental. It's random.
Okay, so he got really lucky.
Yes, exactly. Sort of like with Verdia,
right?
Who he was trying to steal his sword, I think, and then he ended up with his head.
Yeah, which is great. I like how the Devil King has his army, he has his legion, he has his commanders and stuff, but they're still flawed as well, especially Verdia.
Yeah, they're still people, characters.
Yeah. Verdia still has some serious issues. He was intimidating and kind of scary, and like, oh man, if they fuck with him, they're gonna get wrecked. But like, they did things to him, like to torment him, and it was so good. Like I wasn't expecting any of the horrible things that they did to this guy, blowing up his castle multiple times over and over again, stealing his head, doing the freaking turn undead thing on him just to like watch him sizzle and scream and piss him off, and like it was great.
You know what? The worst thing that Verdia did was roll his head under Wiz's skirt.
See, I was gonna mention that. What a jackass! What a dick! What a dick!
What an evil thing to do.
What an evil thing to do.
I like how that's why she's cool with them killing him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really
wait, aren't you mad at us for killing your comrade? Oh, I didn't like him that much. He used to roll his head under my skirt and pretend it was an accident. And I like how super obvious it was too. Like he was still in a pose that made it obvious that he had just thrown it as hard as he could, and he was like, "Whoops."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whoops, oh man, like,
It makes me wonder if he would have gone along with Darkness trying to go with him if he hadn't been in public.
Oh, but you know what? Probably. He probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So freaking Verdia was a thing. And Wiz is a character.
Wiz.
She's my number one in the show as far as waifu material, possible waifu material.
I can't dispute that. It's pretty good.
I mean, I wish there was more of her, personally, but the moments that she was in the show, I enjoyed. And at first, I didn't care too much. I was kind of like, oh man, they're introducing another character. Okay, this is probably going to be a one-time thing. And then she kind of kept showing
Right.
up, and I was okay with
Yeah,
it.
she's a recurring character.
Yeah,
She has enormous breasts.
she does. And strange enough, that is not why I was attracted to her. Because
No, yeah, I understand.
I thought she was just going to be a character thrown in there, just like, okay, we're going to have this character, and she's for fan service purposes. She's going to be ditzy, and her breasts are going to get in the way, and people are going to freaking grab them, and that's what that is, you know? And I was like, great, this character. But then she but she has her own story and reasons for doing what she does and being there, and when she gets involved, and later on in season 2, when she gets heavier involved, it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Mad respect for Wiz. Like, she's a badass. Like, you don't want to fuck with Wiz. You
Well,
really
I mean,
don't.
she is one of the Devil King's generals.
Yeah, she is. Which makes me sad, because technically, wouldn't they have to get rid of her to get to the Devil King at some point?
No,
Wasn't that that wasn't mentioned? I thought all his generals had to be defeated before they could get to him.
Not all of them, because they have Aqua, who can just, once the barrier is weak enough, they can just knock it down, even if there are a few generals left holding it up.
Okay, cool.
The barrier around his castle.
That's good. Yay, Wiz.
Sort of how she dispelled the barriers around mobile fortress destroyer.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
I
they
like
were talking about that for a while, and Cosmo's just like, what the fuck is that?
they kept hinting at it, and I kept feeling like it was it had to be a reference to Mobile Suit Gundam.
Oh, okay.
Especially when they mentioned how the kids loved it.
Yeah, probably.
It's popular with kids. I remember, so when they were reading the diary,
Yes.
it was abbreviated a little bit from the light novel, where it's mentioned that he just smashed a spider that had crawled on some blueprints, and he was like, oh, I wonder if I'm going to get in trouble for ruining this expensive paper. And then he's like, hey, wait a minute, they started building this spider thing. So he didn't even design any real blueprints.
No, just after his spider. Oh my god.
Yeah, I actually really loved that part in the anime. The voice actor, oh, this is bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember cracking up at that. He's just like, it was just the voice of someone who like knew that they clearly fucked up.
Yes. Oh no.
It's just like, oh shit.
He's destroying the country. What do I do? That's it. I have to live the rest of my life here.
Right.
I'm fine with that.
What would the creator think? Oh wait, I am the creator.
No, he
Shit.
was like, oh, the guy who created this thing must be a real idiot.
Oh yeah.
Wait, that's me.
Yep. We already talked a little bit about Chris and / Eris theory.
Yes.
That you have, which is interesting. Now, what do you think of Eris in general? The few times we did actually see her,
We didn't see that much of her in terms of like personality.
right? But do you think is she any better at that job than Aqua is, or do you think she would equally be just as much of an idiot if thrown in that other world if she's not Chris?
I think she's probably more competent than Aqua, and she didn't seem to be as much of an asshole.
Right, which was cool.
Yeah, Cosmo certainly liked it.
Yeah, he doesn't mind that her breasts are possibly.
He doesn't
padded.
mind if they're padded,
He doesn't mind if they're padded.
as he made sure to tell her.
Yep, it was like the last thing he said to her.
Yes.
Like one thing to say. Like she's gotta be sitting in there just like, oh, that fucking guy.
Well, what's he gonna do? He finally meets a goddess who's not an asshole, and
Yeah,
it's
true.
What's a guy got to do?
I mean, gives him options, like decent sounding options, and then she even, I know she was kind of blackmailed, but she does eventually just like, yeah, I'll bend the rules so you can go back to your friends. It's cool.
Well, mostly because
Aqua.
Aqua just kept yelling at her,
What an asshole.
which is something that Aqua's pretty good at.
Yeah,
Just one of her few skills.
There
aren't many things that Aqua is good at, but harassment is definitely up there.
Yeah,
I can't explain why I love Aqua so much or why she would be my waifu. But
No, I get it though. It is she's the best worst waifu or whatever, however you put it.
I know
The worst best,
but
the worst best.
I went with best worst.
Best worst,
Best,
okay.
best worst girl.
Best worst girl. Definitely. Absolutely. Now what about Veneer? You said you had thoughts on Veneer.
Okay, so it's been a while since I watched that part of the show. He didn't do that much for me. He was kind of interesting though.
Right.
Actually. He was kind of funny.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Which is all I could really ask for from a KonoSuba character, I guess.
Right. I wasn't expecting too much. I mean, I didn't care for him returning.
Right.
Is my thing. I
agree with
liked their original encounter with him. I liked the conflict that happened, and I liked how it was resolved. And I honestly kind of wish that it stayed that way.
Didn't need him to come back like Wiz did.
Right, exactly. Like I
now
don't.
he hangs out with Wiz, doesn't he?
He does. He like works in the same shop. He's even like sabotaged her like accidentally,
Yes, of
or
course.
like he's done things like whatever that is. But what I did like about him is his fantastical dream of how he wanted his adventure to go, being what he is, and like having that dungeon to his own and setting up traps and having a group of brave party members fight their way through his dungeon and get to him and have him be like a final epic boss, only for them to supposedly defeat him, now that we know he wouldn't have actually ever been really defeated. But to find their reward, which is just like, congratulations, you won. Like, and there's no reward for it. Like, he just wanted to waste people's time. And that is the most dickish thing you could do. Like, he is devious for doing that. Like, that is a villain, in my opinion. He just wants to waste other people's time because he can. And, they're going to feel some kind of accomplishment for defeating him, but then there's no reward. And at the end of the day, because we found out, he would just come back anyway.
Which means it's just a complete waste of somebody's time.
It's a complete waste of someone's time. So,
and he enjoys that.
So I liked that about him, but I didn't care that he stuck around.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't need to see more about him.
Right. I didn't really
know more. Unlike Wiz, who we didn't really get enough of initially.
Right. She helped out in multiple ways.
Right.
She had her own gags and stuff. She ran an item shop with like useless items, essentially, which is really funny to think about.
Yes, such as her friendship building orb.
Yeah, like that. Oh my god, that was actually depressing.
It actually was. It made me feel pretty bad for you.
Yeah. Which I guess maybe it did its job. Because that's what it was supposed to. It's supposed to make you feel bad for each other, so you could be friends. I guess.
And how poor Megumin was.
Right, but Megumin was such a dick that she just didn't care.
She got away with it.
Right.
And I guess she has a little sister somewhere.
I guess so, which is interesting.
I hope she shows up.
I wonder if she's as psychotic in her own way. Not psychotic, but like in like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, she is one of the Crimson Magic clan, so
yeah,
probably.
And this is what I'm thinking right now.
Give it to me.
Well, first of all, what is the name of the other general that they fight at the end of season 2? Do you remember? He was the blob guy.
Oh, his name was Hans.
Okay, so Hans, what'd you think about Hans? And there wasn't a lot of him.
No, there wasn't.
Do you think he's dead for good? Do you actually, or do you think he'll come back if there's more to this? Do you think they'll do the same thing with all the generals?
I don't think so. Well, I don't know. So Verdia does keep showing up, doesn't he? Whenever Wiz is close to death, he's always there like, Wiz, come to me.
Yeah, apparently in a way he does kind of reoccur, whether it's a memory or whenever she's close to death.
From the afterlife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an asshole. I already said that, but what an asshole.
He is an asshole.
Yeah.
But we like our assholes here in
we do.
KonoSuba.
We do. I mean, it's a show about him, so.
Yeah. It's a show about nothing, show about assholes.
And Aqua's butt on occasion.
Yeah. Well, you could sort of include that in assholes.
Oh. It's true.
Just,
You can.
just in a literal way.
They're connected.
He was disguised as a human at first, right? And he was like,
Yes.
I hate these fucking Axis sect people.
Right. He had a
Can't
problem
stand
with
his town. Yeah.
I think Megumin called him detergent.
Detergent?
Yeah, in the anime, I think she called him detergent because he kept playing, not playing. He kept like having soap on his person or whatever all the time.
Right.
I guess I'm not really sure why she called him detergent, but I think she kept referring to him as detergent.
Well, he was not quite detergent.
No, he wasn't. He was
Mostly poison stuff.
mostly terrible poison stuff. I think it was funny how broken he was for dealing with the people in that place.
Yes.
Like, he
Yes.
wasn't
I
super
like that.
maniacal or anything like he was doing a really terrible thing, and it was going to get worse, but he still had to be like a person just in the area and living there, and he's just like, I can't wait till I'm fucking out of this place. Oh my god, this is horrible. Like, like he just couldn't take the people there.
I felt for him. Yeah. It does remind me a little bit of Verdia and how things would get to him too.
Yeah,
Like these the generals, the Devil King's generals, they still have their own personalities and flaws, and can't just, they're not completely unflappable.
it's a great thing.
It is. It's wonderful.
I think in how the party had defeated him was actually kind of cool too. Like, they actually worked together and did their thing, and they didn't completely fail.
I know, right? It's so out of the norm.
Right. It was very interesting. I liked it when these screw ups essentially succeeded in doing something.
Yeah. Usually it's in the worst crises they'll actually get their shit together.
Right. And like it wasn't all good, because essentially in the end, Aqua was still not recognized for being like they were still run out of town, which is hysterical because they just saved the day. You think everything's going to be fine and all right, and it's just like, nope, they still had to leave immediately because those people are out of their mind. Like,
Yes,
they still
of course,
gone.
They're Aqua's worshippers.
Yes, so they have reason to be.
I wonder if she'll rethink her holy guidance if she ever gets back to being a goddess.
Yeah, that'd be. Yeah, I wonder if, like, she's pretty devoted to them, even though they don't like her.
Yeah, she still calls them her cute little followers. But now that she's experienced them firsthand, I wonder if she might try. Probably not. Honestly, this is Aqua. She's not going to learn anything. Her intelligence never goes up.
No, her intelligence is probably a 5 out of
forever.
Forever. Yeah, I imagine. And also, Kazuma, for having his highest stat being luck, he's not very lucky.
No, yeah, he doesn't seem very lucky.
He gets in more trouble than good.
And look at the people he ended up with.
That's not lucky at all.
No, it's not.
It's really not. It's not an easy life. It's not. Yeah, poor guy.
But then again, he also sometimes causes his own problems.
He does.
I mean, case in point, very start of the show, he could have picked any of those items and been better off. Could have been where, could have had everything that Mitsurugi had.
Yeah, he really could have.
But out of sheer spite, he chose Aqua.
Yeah, and then he
screwed it up for himself.
And then he took a BuzzFeed quiz and turned out to be better as a merchant than anything else.
BuzzFeed quiz.
I mean, might as well have, right? That's essentially what that is. It's like, what kind of adventure are you? And he got merchant, and it's like, no one wants to be that. And like a world,
it's not even an adventurer.
No, it's not. It's not really.
It's not a character class. It's a non-adventurer occupation.
I mean, if I was in that world and I got merchant, I'd rock the shit out of it.
Oh yeah, I would just be like, okay, I'll be a fucking merchant.
I mean, sure, I won't go fight shit. I'll get other people to fight shit for me, and then take that stuff and then sell it, and I'll be rich.
Sure.
I'll make a living off of this.
Oh, I see. You'll be Ravio.
Sure.
Sorry, from A Link Between Worlds.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, random video game reference there.
It's okay. Video games are important.
Yeah, well, but then he couldn't defeat the Demon King or Devil King, whatever. But then
Right.
again, it didn't seem like he was that attached to Japan in the first place.
Right.
Except when things were going really badly in the Kingdom of Belzerg. That's the only time he's like, I want to go back to Japan. But like, if he was living in luxury as a merchant, I feel like he might, or at least if I were living in luxury as a merchant, I feel like I might at least be cool with it.
Right, because then you're good, right?
Yeah. I mean, sure, you might miss your family or whatever, although they apparently laughed at the manner of his death. So I don't know
What a
about that.
tragic thing. That'd be like, oh man, that sucks.
And yet it was so funny.
It was.
But yeah, I feel like maybe if he had gone with just being a merchant, he could have made his fortunes and been relatively happy.
Right. But like you said earlier, he's stubborn and he's stuck in that mentality where he's like, I need to be a hero. I need to be an
Yes,
adventurer.
I need to be the adventurer. I
Yep.
need to have my RPG experience.
I need to have cool powers. I need to be the best at some point. Like, like that's just what that is. So what I noticed some people talk about, I feel like people either love this show or they hate the show. There are some middle ground people, but some, I feel like I get the feeling that people want this to actually go somewhere, and with how they're planned, like how they have their episodes and their arcs, they're not going anywhere anytime fast.
Yeah, I don't think they're really going anywhere in that way.
Like,
I don't think there's going to get like much of a plot.
Right. So from what I read, some were saying that not many animes get too many seasons,
Right.
and KonoSuba was pretty much, it got its second season like immediately, like it was signed on immediately, right?
Yeah.
Not so much for a third season as of right now.
Nobody's sure if it'll get a third. Yeah.
Right. So people are having problems with that, and some are arguing that KonoSuba should have actually wrapped up its plot in the second season.
I don't think that's necessary because as much as it's talked about, I don't feel like defeating the Devil King actually has that much to do with the show.
That's where I'm coming from too. I think it would be cool if it eventually got to that point, but I feel like this is the kind of show where that's not what it's about, though. You don't want to rush
it's
that.
It's not really about that. It's ostensibly about that just for having the stereotypical appearance of something and then subverting that.
Right. So if there is going to be a third season, let's say, I wouldn't mind if they touched upon the Devil King more in that, because they already they beat Hans, who was his best general, apparently, according to them, or according to Wiz or whoever said, like, he's the head of the army or something, like he's that guy. He's right underneath Devil King, I guess. I don't know. So I feel like if they are going to introduce another challenge similar to that as far as Devil King goes, what else is between Hans and the Devil King, if anything? So if they were going to touch upon that, I feel like it would have to be the Devil King.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't think that season 2 needed to be there. I think it's fine with how it was paced.
I agree.
Right.
And I really do hope for a season 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of doubt if they would defeat the Devil King in season 3 either, because I know the novels are still ongoing.
Right. There's still so much more that can happen in this world with these characters and different places they can go and experience and see, and other elements.
At least other generals they can defeat.
Right. There's got to be more than just 3 of them, 4 of them. 4.
Yeah. Vanir,
Wiz,
Verdia, and Hans.
Right. So they made it sound like there's more than just those guys. And it would definitely be weird if they just kind of jumped to the Devil King and beat the Devil King, or not beat the Devil King, or maybe they do encounter the Devil King and get their ass whooped and have to do other stuff to prep for, like, whatever that is. Like, we saw the Kyoya Mitsurugi like out there fighting other monsters that exist in this world. You know, like
Yeah,
there's other stuff. There's other stuff to do.
exactly. There are people out there having actual like RPG adventures. It's not all just misadventures in the style of our main cast. It's mostly just them having those.
So my thoughts on it is that I would like a season 3. I don't want it to be rushed. I would like an ending that doesn't feel like it just stops, personally,
Same.
because I do feel like they did that with season 2. It just kind of like, okay, we're done, but life goes on still at the same time. Like
Yeah.
that their story's not done. They're just they finished
And
their most recent
sadly it may be just go read the light novels. Like
it could very well just be that. And this is one of the few where I'd probably just accept that, even though I'm really against that idea.
yeah.
But I feel like because this is the kind of anime that's just about the characters and their interactions with each other and the goofy shenanigans and hijinks that they get involved with, and just learning about them more and experiencing that, like, the show is about the characters. It's not about the world they're
Definitely.
in.
Yes, it's definitely very character driven.
The world definitely plays a part, but it's not the driving factor, in my opinion.
Mine either. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
And because of that, because it kind of focuses on the characters, and like we said earlier, how there is kind of like a weird dysfunctional family element between them, and there is subtle character growth here and there,
Yeah.
and things related to that, and the jokes that are made, and like this is a smart show, in my opinion.
I agree.
I think it's written like they're having it. Obviously, there's a script. It doesn't feel like there's a script. There's something how like natural they seem for the most part.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It almost takes these like stereotypical situations and then just applies common sense to them.
Right. Which is, I'm all about that.
In a way that real people might react to it.
Yeah. Anyway, so what do you think? If there was a third season, would you expect it to get more involved with the world itself? Do you think it would just focus on the characters and kind of just fart around a little bit? Or like, what do you?
I think focusing on the characters and farting around is basically what the show is.
Yeah.
I enjoy the show and I wouldn't personally need it to change significantly. I mean, it is cool. I mean, in the second season, they did go somewhere else. They did defeat another general.
Right.
But, you know, and I do think it's cool when that kind of stuff happens. But pretty much, I am okay with it moving along at the pace that it's moving along.
Right.
I don't really need it to change gears.
So would your opinion change about the show if it didn't have a third season where it just continued this kind of thing? Like if it just said, if this was pretty much all you got as far as anime goes, and then it just says read the light novels. I know you're already kind of reading them.
Unlike what we said with ReZero, yeah, I am reading the light novels. I am pretty much committed to getting those as they're translated.
Mm-hmm.
But unlike with ReZero, where because it's so tied to the story, I felt like those questions need to be answered. With KonoSuba, no, it wouldn't change my opinion of the existing 2 seasons if there wasn't a third season. I would be disappointed. I kind of hope there will be a third season.
Mm-hmm.
But it won't surprise me if there isn't, and it won't bring down the existing 2 that we got, in my eyes, in my estimations.
Okay. So
how about for you?
So for me, is that I would really like a third season, honestly. I would like for them to maybe go to another location, deal with those challenges, but still keep up the antics between each other like they do. It doesn't need to be super intense. I kind of like the relaxed feel it has and the goofy nature.
Yes.
Because I think that's what's so charming about the show, especially about this kind of show and how they do it, and they have their own unique way of doing it. I don't necessarily think it needs to be all about the Devil King next season, if there is one. However, I do feel like there needs to be some kind of challenge in order for us to see these characters grow even more so.
Yeah. And I do enjoy seeing more of the world because this past time, it was pretty good. the town that they went to, with the Axis sect everywhere. Like, I like how this show treats its world.
Right. So like, what else do they have to offer in this place? Like,
Yeah.
what else is out there? What other monsters are there?
Yeah, exactly.
What else
I
can
do want
they
to see
do?
that, and I am interested in seeing these characters grow as people. I definitely want a season 3. I guess I'm just not letting myself expect it.
Right.
But
It doesn't feel like it as of right now, but I wouldn't be surprised because it's doing very well.
it is doing
Right?
well, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. I think you said that most people love it or hate it, but I think most people love it.
I definitely think most people, I think the majority love it, but there are people who are just kind of like, this is going nowhere. I hate this.
There are always people like that.
Or like I said before, like it's not SAO, it's not Log Horizon, it's not this, it's not that. It's
Right.
like I feel like there's just some people that, not to insult anyone, but they can't grasp this kind of idea for a show.
Right. And frankly, if this show had to be one of those shows to get that audience, it would lose me as an audience.
Yes, I think my thing is that I think the most important thing about a show or game, whatever, is characters and character development, right?
Right.
That's
I agree.
where my priorities are, because there's only so many stories you can tell, and this story, let's be honest, isn't that spectacular. It's nothing new. It's good versus evil, so you can get something you want or to be free. Like, it's
Right.
a story that is in every single JRPG known to man. You know what? Like that. It's there's a bad thing. Let's stop it.
Exactly.
So if we focused more on the narrative on this show, and if we were to do so, we wouldn't be able to do it with these we wouldn't be able to focus on these characters at the same time in this same way. It would be different. It'd have a different feel, and essentially you will be getting another SAO.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
why do we want that? You know what I mean?
I don't, and you don't. So
No, definitely not. The show is fine as it is, in my opinion, and I do want more seasons because I just want to see more of the characters, and that's my
I
long
agree.
answer to a short answer.
Yep. I completely agree with you.
Okay, so finally, regarding KonoSuba, I think we both enjoyed it, but what kind of rating would you give it? 1 out of 10. 10 being perfect, 5 being average, and 1 being deers.
Let's see. 7.8, too much water.
7.8, too much water. Nice. Nice.
No, but I'll just round up to 8.
Okay.
I should have said too much aqua.
Too much aqua, but she's the
It's true. I
worst,
love her.
the best worst girl.
It wouldn't ring true. I love her.
Right.
I'll stick with 8 though.
So you're sticking with 8.
Yeah.
Okay. So you might be surprised with my answer.
Oh.
Now, I don't consider this a bad score, but it's not the greatest.
Okay.
I'm actually rating it a 6 out of 10.
Oh, damn.
But still, I consider 6 above average.
Right.
I still really enjoyed my time with the show. But the fact that I want so much more of it, and the fact that I may not see so much more, is actually affecting the score a little bit.
Okay. So you feel like it would go up if you did get more seasons?
If I got at least one more season of seeing these characters interact and do their thing, easy 8. Like, I would skip 7 and go straight to 8. Like, I really would if I actually got another season of this show. And I know that might seem weird to say, but it depends. No, actually, it'll go, if there's another season, it automatically goes to a 7 because they made more. And depending on what happens, easy 8.
Okay. All right.
And as far as what happens, it doesn't have to be the Devil King. It just has to be them doing stuff that, that's more character growth. And that's pretty much it. The things that did bring it down was essentially there were some repetitive things.
It's true.
And the fact that it kind of ended just like, meh, here we go, it's done. And I was just like, I just wanted something else. And I don't really know how to explain it, but I was just like, there needed to be something, not necessarily a final big conclusion like people want them just to fight the Devil King and get it over with. I don't want that, but I wanted something, and it just felt like it's like, oh, it's over, and that's it.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there.
And that's all. It's still, I still consider it an above average score. I still really enjoyed it. I would recommend it to other people because it's written in such a way,
Yes.
and acted in such a way. It's like the more I talk about it, the more I do want to change my score to a 7. Like, so.
Yeah, I'll admit that I'm easy to please if a show can make me laugh.
Right.
I'm a sucker for a good comedy. Like one of my favorite anime of all time is probably Everyday Lives of High School Boys, which is just stupid, but I love it. So that's probably part of it. I don't really disagree with anything that you said.
Yeah.
I just feel differently.
Right. And that is fine. I totally see where you're going with giving the show an 8.
Yeah.
Like I said, I could easily have that score too. I just prefer a little more because I'm a greedy son of a bitch.
It was just one of those shows that made me really happy when it was on. I always looked forward to watching KonoSuba that week. So
yeah. I mean, maybe. There's always quality over quantity, but I at the same time, I want to say like maybe if it actually had longer seasons.
Yeah, that is kind of bringing it down. How the seasons are only 10 episodes.
It's kind of short.
I can't think of another anime that only does 10 episodes a season.
Usually they do at least 12.
At least 12. Yeah.
At least 12 for a season of a show.
That's my experience too.
So like I felt like if there was maybe 4 more episodes tacked on, this could have been a 7. Do you know what I mean? Like because you can do a lot in 4 episodes. You can have another arc in 4 episodes. Other animes have made a whole arc in less than 4 episodes. So it's like,
Yeah, that's very true.
So I think that's where it falls short on my rating personally. But it's still a great show.
Well, we'll see. And I will expect you to revise it if they come out with another season. We'll have to revisit it. We'll have to do a review just for KonoSuba season 3 if it happens.
I think if there's any kind of show that we talk about on this podcast that additionally gets another season in the future, we can always revisit it. For example, like last time we talked about ReZero.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind talking about ReZero again if there's a new season because hey, now there's more stuff to talk about. So, there you go.
All right.
So
I'll agree with that.
I think this went okay. I think we're doing okay. What do you think? What do you think, Sam?
We're doing okay. I don't know, man.
We might be doing okay. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But I have faith.
I don't think we talked enough about Aqua's pantsu.
Right. I mean,
Schrodinger's pantsu.
I mean, we can always talk about
they don't exist or not exist until we've seen them.
It's true. It's like kind of like Santa Claus.
Is that how Santa Claus works?
I don't know. Well, it's like seeing believing kind of thing.
You stay up all night and then it's like, well, now Santa Claus doesn't exist because he didn't show up.
Excuse you. Santa Claus is my dad, first of all.
And that's why I'm gonna punch my parents. Just get out of my parents for lying to me.
Well,
I'm sorry, was that not a normal part of everyone else's childhood?
Hey, so Sam.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah, I'm glad we brought the energy towards the end of the show. What are some ideas? What should we talk about next time?
Oh man, do we do any movie reviews?
Well, you did mention the SAO movie.
Yeah, I sure did mention Ordinal Scale.
You did mention Ordinal Scale. It's such a great name. Oh man, I don't know if
all right, would you be able to? Or do you want to do something else? Maybe something fun. Maybe kind of get away from the teenager in the fantasy world.
Yes, let's escape from that for at least our next episode. We'll do something different. Let's talk about something that's not about a teenager in a fantasy setting.
All right. You also recommended Plastic Memories to me, which is also sitting in my queue.
Oh, I did.
Do I need to finish that?
I feel like I have to rewatch it, but I'll cry again.
All right. Good. Cry again. Cry for me.
So next time, Plastic Memories. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'll cry again. We can do Plastic Memories. I'll have to watch it.
Good. I hope you cry on the podcast
I could. It's
for
possible.
maximum entertainment value.
It's. I mean, I'm a horrid crier, but I'm good at it. Anyway.
Well,
So I guess next time, Plastic Memories.
yeah, next time we'll talk about school days. Goodbye.
God damn it.
走り出せ誰も知らない未来飛び込んだその時に
Baka Talk.
Are you okay?
No.
You need a hug?
Yes.
I'll give you a hug.
Okay. This is
Okay.
a nice virtual hug right now.
Shh, it's okay.
Okay.
It's
Thanks,
okay,
man.
Rob.
Thanks.
I love you, man.
Love you too, man. Thanks. That means a lot. It's got a little. We're really close right now.
Yeah,
I
shh,
feel.
it's okay. It's
Okay.
okay.
Yep.
Just let it happen.
I'm
Don't fight it.
not.
Shh. Oh yeah, it's okay. It's good.
Okay.
No, it's good. It's good.
You're enjoying this a lot more than I thought you would.
We're not still recording, are we?
Oh, we are. I didn't stop the recording.